So hey YouTube, this is Masters of Yu-Gi-Oh here, and this is we're just we're this is another one of our experiments, I guess, but on these decks we think they have somewhat potential, or that we at least want to put to the test, and so right now we've been looking into Lavals because we know that they're coming out in the next Hidden Arsenal, which I think is this July, I believe. Oh, I can't get it, but I think they're coming out in Hidden Arsenal 6 with most of their support already. However, there is this card. I think it's transmission. Yeah, it's this card right here. So sweltering heat transmission field. So it's simple. Send two Lavals from your deck to your graveyard. So it would be sending Handmaiden, sending where'd it go? Cannoneer, and then sending Handmaiden, Cannoneer, so that you can go rekindling. But it seems like, since that one won't be is like one of the only cards that won't be coming out till December, that includes Lavals Chain right here. But I just felt like I really wanted to just test them out. I don't know. I felt like I don't know, just because it is pretty helpful. I wasn't sure what else to add in, but so this is the deck. This is the build that I thought was the most consistent. Yeah, it's currently on the OCG, and that's why it's on the Dueling Network right now. But this is what I made. So I have three Fire Dog. Uh, if you don't know, most of the monsters that you want to get out are 200 defense. Cannoneer, Handmaiden, three Handmaiden, Lady, Sprite, two Cannon, two Warrior, two Fader. This also helps with Quasar plays. Monk, just because you can discard a spell, what's pretty awesome is that you can go discard spell, Special Cannoneer, Lavals Chain, Detached Cannoneer, send Maiden. Maiden send Maiden, Maiden send Maiden, Maiden send Cannoneer. So that all your Lavals are in the graveyard, and you're ready to go Rekindling or something like that. So that's what's pretty awesome about him. And then triple card D. I think that the deck still needs more consistency. It needs more draw power. Even this stuff isn't enough. It needs more, or else it can't function. Then three Rekindling, because Rekindling is probably one of the most broken cards of the game, especially in this deck, of course. One Reinforcement and one for one, mainly for Boost Warrior, because he opens up for Quasar plays. I don't believe that there is another warrior target in here. Yeah, there isn't. But so it's mostly for Boost Warrior. And if you can't do anything, it's good to just have, or to, you could even go, like, I don't know, like hand, or say, uh, yeah, Lady and Boost Warrior, make it Armory Arm, whatever. So he's just as good as extra synchro material. And then yeah, and so three Sarks. This is definitely necessary in the deck to search out Rekindlings mainly, and any other cards you need to go off. One Heavy, two MSTs, one Dark Hole, one Foolish, and then two double Searing Firewall. So this card is pretty simple. It's another Boost Warrior and or Battle Fader. So I'm wondering about if I really want to have it, but it's a quick play that you can banish any number of Laval monsters from your graveyard, especially summon an equal amount of Laval tokens. So it's good sync material for Quasar, especially. Like you would just go Firewall, banish the Laval, whatever you want, and then summon token. So that's your extra material for your third maiden, if you know what I'm talking about, if you ran Lavals before. If not, I'm going to give a demonstration of what they're like, and if they're good or not. Then Triple Decree, just because the deck is mostly around, well, right as of now, I like to have it more around Quasar, just because it's so, it can get it out pretty easily, but just because, like, there's people are running so many traps right now, and I don't know, like, roll the keys is really good against them. I think the only thing that that it might not be too good against is Inzectors, just because they can pop it so easily. But yeah, so this is let's just test this build out. Me and Owen have been working on this deck for a while. This is just like, we might even have segments on just this deck because we really like it and we want to have a good idea of it for you guys too before it actually comes out. So, like, and it's synchros. Like, if you guys can come back to like a few formats ago where we ran synchro monsters, and it is really hard to believe right now, but we ran synchro monsters, and it's really nice to go back. You can kind of bring yourself back to those times and synchro summon that Stardust Dragon. Like, no better way to explain it. So looking at this hand, I did get a pretty good hand overall. So in this situation, I probably go. What would I do? Just because I'm not sure what I'm up against, so I'm most likely gonna want to go for a Heavy Storm. Definitely is one. I do have Rekindling in my hand, so it's not as much as of a problem. However, we can get this off early with Summoner Monk. We'll likely draw a spell card and a Fire Dog, yeah. So I'm gonna go for Summoner Monk. I'm not sure if that was a big misplay or not, but I just feel confident about it. I'm gonna set that in turn. So the only problem with this deck is that you'll never have too much back row to protect against for your or to protect with for your next turn. It's usually gonna be like set a monster, go ahead, kill me already. But I guess that's another advantage or another positive for Battle Fader, just because Battle Fader is actually a pretty good stall card. It practically ends your opponent's turn in a way. So looking at this, my opponent's obviously not very good. But 1 and 2. Perfect. Searing Firewall. So I can use my Fader now. Because in order for you to do Quasar, you need Rekindling and level 1. Of course, with all your Lavals engraved and all, but yeah. So now I'm gonna go for Fire Dog. I'm gonna see what I can destroy. Please don't be Spirit Reaper. Please don't be Spirit Reaper. Marshmallow! Perfect. So looking at that, yeah, I take 1,000. This card is send 1 spell card, so I can get this done pretty much in 1 turn. I think even Stardust Dragon. I'm thinking Stardust Dragon, honestly. Or sorry, Black Rose Dragon. This card target, no, that won't do anything. Wow. I'm not sure what to do actually. Do I have Laval McGrave? No, not yet. So, what would I do right now? So obviously he knows what he's doing. Yeah, whatever. Let's just end my turn. See what he actually runs. Next turn I'll get all my loop cards or I'll be able to go off next turn, I think. Depends on how this goes off. Okay. So I have a Battle Fader in case everything goes wrong, right? Oh, another card I was thinking about adding was this. It's this Flamvel has 2200 attack, so he's like a level 5, and he's kind of hard to like summon himself. But he has 200 defense, and I totally forgot that he can be summonable with Rekindling and Fire Dog. So it is pretty good. It is pretty good overall. And remember, if you remember, Fire Dog is not like Waiba. Your monster can attack the same turn that it summoned. Do you believe that? So I'm not sure what he's really trying to do right now. All I know is that I'm getting these to my hand. Obviously not happening. So I see. Yeah, that's loop right here. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna go Synchro Summon into Black Rose just because I want to clear the field. I don't know what those 2 cards are, and I certainly know that Marshmallow I most likely won't be able to get over. Actually, your opponent's field doesn't matter when you're doing this loop because you're able to bounce it halfway during the loop. So that's another advantage. It's pretty awesome. And I hit a Raikou. What do you know? See? Now I'm gonna go summon effect. So he currently doesn't look like he has a response. His deck doesn't seem to be doing too well either. So I'm gonna special summon this, and this card I'm gonna have go defense. Defense. Now I'm gonna exceed summon into Lavals Chain. That Lavals Chain, I can say effect. I can say send Maiden, and no, it does not miss timing right now because if you read the card, her effect is when. So like dragons, misses timing. Another way to explain it. So that's the only thing that the disadvantage with Maiden is that you can't sync with him. and get his effect, which would be really broken. Because trust me, he can abuse that card like really well. So looking at this, now that I have a second look at it, I don't think I can go off this exact turn. I think that I have to wait a turn or so. So I know that I'm set up now. What can I do? I could choose, yeah. I'm just gonna attack, see what I can pull, what I can hit. Mm, no, if only it wasn't an exceed monster, I could actually do something with this. That is Tragodia. I think I'm pretty much screwed. Wait, no, that's my chance to get out of this. Okay, okay. So, oh, sorry. Wait. So I did not end my turn. But yeah, so next turn, my hopes just from this looks like I'm gonna try to go for the decree. I want my hopefully he sets like a million back rows and I just decree it all and he's just face palm. But no, so next turn I'm going for him attacking my Lavals chain, so I want him off the field at the beginning of this loop. Then I'm gonna go Rekindling, special 3 Maiden, 2 Cannoneers, and then I'm gonna sink into you'll see what, and then this will be my level 1, I think. I might have to use my normal summon, so that might not end up happening. But yeah. Now he's using his effect. Can't. He has a rank, not a level. And as an example, this is what you find in unrated. Now I'm just gonna put that back to his hand because he's obviously lagging so bad. Or he's just an awful player. So yeah. But yeah, so look at this guy, like he doesn't look very experienced, but I think that he's most likely just gonna attack my Lavals chain. Yeah, there it is. So he has 3,000, so obviously I'm gonna die. I'm gonna take 1,200. But I OTK him really soon. Or he's gonna be OTK'd very soon. Now I just need him to end his turn. Then I win. Yeah, here it comes. Okay. Okay, so yeah. This is the deck doesn't look too good, but it's just so explosive at times. Like when the deck becomes too thin or really thin, the way that I draw with Librarian or I'm thinking Hyperion, but Librarian, I draw multiple rekindlings and keep looping through all these synchros. So watch this. I'm just gonna say decree. I'm gonna say effect. If you don't know, if you haven't played Lavals yet, I think that they're being commonly played on the Deloitte network. I don't think that most anyone, even me, has the right version on it though. So yeah, so what you do is you first synchro for Hyperion, then you sync Can Soldier and Maiden to make Dragon. Now with Dragon, you're gonna return 2 of a Laval. I think I'm gonna go. Let me think. Maiden and Cannoneer, I think. I'm gonna shuffle these 2. I'm gonna say to hand. See this is awesome because looking at this, if I really needed to, I pretty much have room to, or I have Lavals chain. Never mind. Never mind. So I'm gonna keep Maiden. Wait, no, yeah, I want Maiden in Graveyard. But I'm gonna say return Lavals chain extra. Okay, now return. So that is pretty nice actually. Now I remember that he is Lavals. Wait, I do not know if Lavals counts as Laval. It's probably like X-Sabers. But yeah, so then I'm gonna draw a card with Hyperion. Then you activate or summon your level 1. I'm gonna have to go with Maiden actually. I know that makes some good cannon plays. That summons a token. And then like you plus so much off this loop, honestly. Or well no, sorry, that's not the right one. It's Formula Synchron. So Formula Synchron Hyperion equals draw 2. It's already actually not too bad of a hand for after. Now I'm gonna sink. I'm gonna summon Quasar. Okay, I'm gonna say he has 2 attacks. I have not yet normal summoned, so that's actually, like, that's pretty good. I'll do this, just in case he does something, I don't know. Oh, whatever, right? So, this is already 15 minutes, but so yeah, this is what I see the deck doing right now. Like, this is probably close, or somewhat like how you just saw it function. That's what you're gonna see playing at your locals or your tournaments quite soon, because it comes. I think that the pack comes out in July or August, the latest. But yeah, and so I don't know. I think that the deck really needs transmission field to be able to make that first turn Quasar or loop like that. But the deck seems to be doing pretty well. I just think that now that I think of it, the deck now it has to not be as much focused on the Quasar loop, or it has to be more focused on like not necessarily control, but just normal play style. Like if your whole like this is all these synchros of all the levels of the rainbow that you could be using, that you could also be using, and it's not like I'm just gonna summon this Catastro or whatever. Maybe it'll last a turn or whatever, because these synchros can these could also be your main win condition. And all because you summon Quasar does not mean that your opponent has won. A player with so much resources and who's good at, or most players could actually, will be able to take out shooting Quasar. However, then you can go into shooting Star, and then I believe, if I remember this correctly, that during the end phase, special summon this card. Oh, sorry. When this card declares attack, I swear I thought that this card summons a Stardust Dragon after. I guess I was wrong. Maybe that's like desynchro. But no, so yeah, like it special summons this card, and this card's another. It also negates and attacks. Remove this card from play and negate the attack. Never mind. Oh, wait, and then this card comes during the end phase. Right. Nice. And so yeah, I like that. I think that like cards like this. Like now that I think of it, I remember that in my old Flamvel deck, I liked running Flamvel Magician. That might be a good choice in this deck for some level 8 synchros. That might not be too bad. But I think I'm gonna try to go to almost like synchro summons, like maybe even adding Birdman, adding trap cards. I definitely think I want to do now. Maybe Trap Stun. I'm not sure, but I know that in competitive play, this deck won't be able to run this. I think that most decks can get around it if they don't draw in an MST. I'm sure their deck altogether can find a way to get around it. And like I would see Decree if your deck became so consistent that it could loop like every turn like that easily, but it doesn't, and it takes patience, and sometimes it might be a long duel, and then you'll pull off the rekindling, and then after that it's like, try me. I have a shooting Quasar. I have a I have a Librarian. I have a Brionic. Say I'll bounce anything you try to set. Try me, and they'll lose. And because if their main priority is get rid of that, once they get rid of that, they have to get through that. Another good card here is Lavals the Greater. He's pretty much indestructible in a way. He's 2400 attack, but if he would, well, when he's synchro summoned, you get to send a card from your hand to the graveyard. So what's awesome is that if you have a Maiden in your hand, like a lot of Lavals also have that effect. But Maiden will get sent, and it won't miss timing, because it's just being sent. Nothing else happens after that effect. So you'll get to go send, whatever you want to do. But its main effect is that whenever it would be destroyed, you can banish one level from your monster instead. It's like a amazing Cheyenne in a way. Yeah, 6 Samurai Cheyenne. But so yeah, like overall, card D, I don't think I'm gonna use. I think that if this deck's gonna become consistent, this card's definitely going. But also remember that Magician can be special summoned with Fire Dog and Summoner Monk, like those things, and that you can even go attack, summon Lady or that. I know that combo I had was Fire Dog, summon Sprite, Synchro Summon into Dragoon. Dragoon add Laval Maiden. Laval Maiden send, and then maybe send Cannoneer. And then your graveyard is pretty much set up. Plus you have a Fire Dog in your grave, so that is a I guess it does set up your graveyard entirely for a kindling. So that's why Fire Dog is really really good in this deck. I will not lower it at any time. Cannon I haven't seen much play in, honestly. Like I haven't seen much play in it because you have to have a banished Laval, and in most times I like having my Lavals in my graveyard. I'm waiting for that to draw that rekindling. But yeah, and so looking at that, like now that I don't want as much Quasar surrounded, I think reinforcement of the army is gonna go maybe 1-for-1. Maybe if I find some broken level 1 that I can add for 1-for-1. 3 Sarks I think will always stay, just because this is what with these 6 cards right here, you're gonna need it. Like it's not gonna be like, yeah, I'm running Lavals. I'm gonna run 2 Rekindlings. I just don't think it's very consistent, man. Like it doesn't make plays. It like say it always gets solemn warning or things like that. This you need it at 3. It's so big for this deck and Flamvel say, or it's just say like I did run Flamvel zombies before, so that's why this deck seems pretty appealing to me. They work in similar ways in a way. But and then looking at that, I don't want it that focused around Quasar. I think that Searing Firewall may also go for to adding in some trap cards. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of 2 Searing Wall, these 2, these 3 for maybe a lineup of maybe 7 trap cards. That sounds pretty good. If I can, I'm gonna add a 3rd MST just because the deck does hate on spell and trap cards. Gold Sarcophagus also. Remember, if you like what happened today, if I draw numerous Gold Sarcophaguses, add that Heavy Storm. Make sure that your combo that you're planning with Rekindling is gonna go off. Heavy Storm them, go off, good game. And remember, Quasar, you can also do double attack for 4,000 whenever you do the loop. Remember that. That's usually game unless they can summon something. And if they go special Gores, you say negate destroy because you can negate once per turn. So it's usually game. And anything that they any monsters they have on the field, you can bounce up to 3 monsters on their field with Lavals Dragon. Overall, the loop is so good, just so good. And so when I think that as of now, in your next format, I'm gonna have this deck more as synchro and control more than focus on Quasar Loop. I might become more focused on Quasar Loop this December when this right here. Let me just pull it up again. Transmission field. This card right here. When this card comes out in December, and I think the next booster pack. The one that just makes that OTK that just sets out your graveyard in the single activation of a card. I don't know. That's it right there. So yeah. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna be this is probably gonna be the next deck I'm gonna make, other than my Wind Up Monster Mash, which is also doing very good right now. But yeah. So thanks for watching. This has been 24 minutes. If you're still watching, please comment, rate, subscribe. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.